Okay, Mike here at Sky Include. I am on the road. I actually am at an off-site mastermind for top $1 million e-commerce sellers. It's pretty beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but it's in Samui, Thailand. Um, I wanted to record this video earlier before I came here, but it's coordination is a tricky thing in a decentralized community. And I could, of course, made this video earlier. Maybe you say I should have, but the point is, Namebase, which has been closed for 7 weeks straight now, is still not open. And there was just a tweet shared that it will not reopen until 80 million Handshake coins are transferred to the new owners of the platform. So you're like, what? So maybe you missed our videos. We had HandyCon. So let me just go a little bit of backstory. So essentially, I don't know, I think Namecheap was acquired by a private equity firm around the summer of 2025. And of course, us in the Handshake community were wondering what's going on. What does this mean for us? And some of the people in the communities reached out to people at Namecheap and got through to see if there can be a deal about Namebase. And I still don't know the terms of that deal fully, so I can't speak to the deal. But of course, I was doing HandyCon in this March a couple weeks ago, so I was, of course, looking for sponsors, and I spoke to Jesse, Handshake Jesus, and he was thinking about it, and then he came back to me and says, yes, also I can sponsor. He chipped in. Thank you for that. And he also says they just signed a deal to take over Namebase, and it sounds amazing because it's a community member that's active and contributing all these years. And Eskimo also is part of the new ownership. So these are very positive people contributing to the Handshake ecosystem. So it was really good to see. And then, of course, HandyCon was coming up in a couple of months. So I was like, this is perfect. There's new owners. There's some positive news. So there were still deal terms and things like this. Essentially, what happened was they closed it at the end of January, saying they want to kind of redo everything. And anybody knows Eskimo knows he's always developing like crazy. So it at that point seemed exciting. I don't know if there was I believe there wasn't a reason about the funds. I think it was a technical reason they did that. And then it didn't open, right? And then I was kind of nervous with HandyCon. I'm like, maybe they're waiting. A lot of us thought they were waiting for HandyCon, right? Which kind of sounds cool, and it would be like an exciting reopen of the biggest exchange marketplace of Handshake domains to reopen at HandyCon. And then it came, and there's a panel. Definitely show that and link to that here. But basically, it didn't reopen, and instead there was these news of not Namecheap not going to continue to have SLD sales. There was news of the exchange closing to buy Handshake coin, and then the missing 80 million Handshake coin, which was, of course, the scariest of those three, which was said from this HandyCon session. But it's public. People can watch that. So basically, we're wondering what is. We just keep waiting for the funds to transfer. It's been in public Telegram group of Handshake about it, from Jesse saying they have 50 million in the wallet and they need to have somebody fly from Dubai to Canada to go to a safety deposit box to get the seed phrase to then transfer the 50 million. And then I don't know, there's something about the 30 million. And I don't know how that was going to get done, but that might have been done separately. So it's like, what does this mean? Like, what does this mean? And and now it's week 7 and it's still not there. And now the tweet came out from Namebase saying, basically fully publicly saying this in black and white. Rather, it's been in Discords, Telegram groups, and such, but now it's basically there. I think maybe the new owners are. I'm not thinking. I'm not. I'm sure they're very frustrated about the length of time this has taken. Hopefully, this is a way to accelerate it to be done with. But I just felt like I finally have to say something. But it's been on our channel. I'll link to the panel with the timestamps so that you can watch it. But this is why we need decentralization, right? Like if you use Bob Wallet, ShakeStation, or others, these are fine. But of course, there's many people that have a lot of their names and coins on Namebase. But Namebase is not the only Handshake exchange or marketplace, right? There's other wallets, there's other marketplaces. This is a lesson for people. I really hope it's just a temporary lesson. Let's just think it's just a temporary thing. But yeah, that's where we are. Stay tuned for updates.